She texted me at 2:11 p.m., right in the middle of my client's Zoom call. Just a heads up, I'm divorcing you next week. My lawyer will reach out, smiley face. No warning, no emotion, just a smiley face. She didn't know I'd already hired mine too, days ago, or that her name was about to become a cautionary tale in divorce court hell. I'm Kyle, 39, small business owner. I build and license security tech to banks. Nerdy, quiet, strategic. My soon-to-be ex-wife, Ember. Yes, that's her real name. She liked crystals, luxury skincare, and pretending she was more emotionally evolved than the rest of us peasants. We been married 7 years. I thought we were solid. Not perfect, but committed. Ember was always vague. The universe will show us the way, kind of talker. I was the planner, the builder. She was the wanderer. Or, as I've since realized, the escape artist. 2 months ago, I noticed $900 missing from a dormant joint account. Then $400, then $600, always small enough to avoid alerting flags. But I track everything. Ember blamed bank errors. Then told me to stop obsessing over numbers like a psycho. Red flag. I should have run right then. Instead, I ran to Cassandra, my lawyer. We'd worked together when I set up the LLC for my tech firm. I asked her to quietly review the prenup Ember, and I signed back in 2016. Ember pushed for it then, when she was flush with inheritance from her grandma and didn't want me touching it. I agreed. Turns out, I should have sent her flowers for that move. Prenup, ironclad, my business, started pre-marriage, listed under non-marital assets, investments, all in my name, funded from accounts I'd had since grad school. Cassandra nearly purred when she finished reviewing it. If she tries anything, she'll be in for a surprise. Just say the word. That was Friday. By Monday, Cassandra had a draft of the divorce papers ready just in case. I wasn't pulling the trigger yet. But something in me knew. Ember had been distant for months. New perfume, mysterious book club nights, a general air of smug detachment. And then Tuesday happened. 2:11 p.m. Text received. Just a heads up, I'm divorcing you next week. My lawyer will reach out, smiley face. I froze. My screen blurred. I excused myself from the meeting and walked straight outside. Called Cassandra. She just texted. File it. Today. Serve it at her yoga studio if you have to. Her laugh was pure caffeine. Done. I'll even overnight it with a bow. I texted Ember back 10 minutes later. No need. My lawyer already filed. Yours should receive the papers by tomorrow. Best of luck. The reply came fast. You filed first. WTF, Kyle? I didn't answer. I was too busy forwarding Cassandra the confirmation of my recent asset transfer. 80% of my personal investment portfolio shifted to a new solo account the week prior. All legal, all clean, all protected by the prenup she once championed. She didn't reply again that night. Next morning, 7:42 a.m., a call from a number I didn't recognize. I let it go to voicemail. Then another. Then I got an email from Jasper L. Frey, attorney at law. Yes, really. Jasper, the kind of guy who probably smells like vintage whiskey and wears suspenders to brunch. He addressed me as Mr. Kaler, even though my name is Kyle Latson. Promising start. His email was pure bluster. It has come to our attention that you have attempted to hide marital assets in a last-minute transfer and initiate divorce proceedings in bad faith. My client demands full disclosure, 50% of your business, and generous spousal support, or we will pursue legal action immediately. Cassandra nearly dropped her coffee laughing. They're coming in hot. Let's ice them. She replied professionally. Attaching scanned copies of the prenup, Ember signed acknowledgement of independent legal counsel and the itemized Schedule A and B breakdown of assets. No wiggle room. All investments premarital. Business entirely mine. Spousal support waived. In writing. Later that day, Ember tried to FaceTime me. I declined. She texted instead. I thought we could handle this like adults. Why are you being so cruel? Oh, now it's cruel. Thursday morning, the big show began. Ember came to my house. Still had the old key. My mistake. I've been too busy nooking her case to remember the locks. She stormed into my office like a tornado of rose oil. An entitlement. Kyle, we need to talk. This is insane. I didn't even look up. You lost the right to talk when you tried to ambush me by text. Cassandra will coordinate the retrieval of your personal items. Supervised. My lawyer says that. Prenup won't hold. I finally made eye contact. Calm. Even your incense can't cleanse the kind of delusion that sentence contains. She started crying. Real tears. The one she could summon when cornered. You're leaving me with nothing. I gave you my best years. Correction. You gave your best years to yoga retreats and online shopping. I gave you stability. You gave me betrayal. You can't prove any of this. I'll say I was coerced. I smiled. That's cute. I'll say Exhibit A, your trust fund clause that you insisted on. Good luck with that. She screamed. I handed her a Kleenex. She left. Cassandra emailed a legal nuke that afternoon. Your client's actions constitute bad faith. We are proceeding as per the prenuptial agreement, signed willingly and with representation. No further negotiation. The next 24 hours, a slow-motion train wreck. But I was watching from the VIP lounge with popcorn. At 8:07 a.m. Friday morning, my phone buzzed again. Block number. I answered. Mr. Latson, this is Jasper Frey, attorney for Ms. Ember Calloway. His voice cracked on Calloway. Guess he just realized she'd legally changed her name to mine years ago, and now had to pretend she hadn't. We are prepared to take this to court, unless we receive a formal agreement for 50% of your business, equity, and monthly spousal support. I smirked so hard my jaw ached. And I'm prepared to direct you to page 14 of the prenup your client signed, which clearly outlines she gets neither. Dead silence. I waited. Then I hung up. 2 minutes later, Cassandra called. He just called me too, same bluff. Let me guess he played the courtroom card. Yep. Pathetic. He's posturing like a man trying to plug a volcano with a teacup. By noon, Ember's mask had fully cracked. She tried draining the joint account again. $7,800 total. I had already frozen it Thursday night after her first stunt. The teller flagged it. Fraud alert. My bank called. Mr. Latson, did you authorize this transaction? Nope. And please make a note my attorney's already informed. Her counsel. Apparently, she caused a scene. Shouting in the branch. This is my money. Cops were almost called. Almost that afternoon, Cassandra forwarded me a fiery new email from Jasper. Your client is attempting to financially starve. Mine. The attempted transfer of assets was malicious and punitive. My reply? A screenshot of Ember's smiling text announcing her surprise divorce. Subject line, starvation or self-inflicted wounds. Jasper's next move? Silence. He was flailing, and everyone could see it. But Ember wasn't done. Saturday morning, she showed up at my house again. This time with her sister, Bree, and a spiritual counselor named Ronan. Yes, Ronan. Who wore a scarf in June and smelled like patchouli and ego. We're here for peace and restoration, Ronan intoned. There is still love here. I sense it. I looked at Ember. She was shaking, not from fear, from fury. You ruined me. She shouted. You set me up. Set you up? You texted me your exit plan like I was a landlord. You were given 30-day notice. What did you expect? A gift basket. Bree stepped forward. You're being unfair. She's struggling. You could at least give her a little money. I pointed at Ronan. Are you her legal team now, or just her PR rep with beads? Ronan tried to speak. I raised a hand. You don't get to feel the energy of a contract, Ronan. You either read the prenup or you don't. Ember snapped. I made one mistake, just one, and you punish me like this? Mistake? You tried to play me. You thought I'd roll over. Instead, I lawyered up before your text even hit my screen. Bad timing, babe. She screamed again, stormed out. Bree followed. Ronan gave me a sad bow, like I just lost a war I didn't know. I was fighting. Sunday was eerily quiet, until 6:40 p.m. voicemail. Then another. Tears. Then rage. Then begging, you can't just leave me with nothing. I gave you years of my life. You owe me, Kyle. You're a monster. And a piece de resistance. I know I screwed up, okay? But don't do this. Please. Just ... Give me something. You don't understand what I'm going through. Oh, I understood. I understood exactly. She'd lost her safety net. She thought I'd be her cushion. But I was just the guy who read the prenup and acted fast . By Monday. Jasper's tone had gone from legal predator to middle school guidance counselor. His latest email began, Mr. Latson, in the spirit of compassion and minimizing courtroom drama, my client is open to a renegotiated agreement. Renegotiated? after she tried to torpedo me? Cassandra replied with nuclear precision. There will be no renegotiation. The prenup is the settlement. Full stop. Jasper's reply was a single line. ... understood ... double quotes, and just like that ... the war was over. By Tuesday, Ember's meltdown had graduated from emotional voicemails to nuclear-grade pity parade. She sent me a Google Doc, a letter titled, Why I Deserve More Than $3,900. I wish I was kidding. It was 1,547 words of spiritual guilt-tripping and straight-up delusion. She talked about her emotional investment, her sacrifices, her energy realignment work to keep our aura balanced. Lady, you spent my money on chakra crystals and seaweed wraps. What exactly was your ROI? Paragraph 4. Hit peak delusion. I gave up my career in conscious branding to support your technical ambitions. What? She posted 6 times a year on Instagram and sold $38 worth of earrings on Etsy. Career? I didn't reply. I printed the letter and mailed it back with corrections in red pen. Under sacrifices, I wrote, Correction, you sacrificed nothing but our joint Netflix password during your spiritual sabbatical in Tulum. Under support, I added, you once said I should vibe higher when my dev server crashed. That's not support. That's sabotage. That night, Cassandra called laughing so hard she could barely breathe. She attached the letter to a formal plea. She wants post-nup mediation. I'm framing this. But the humiliation hadn't peaked yet. Oh no. The universe had more planned for her. Thursday afternoon, I got a call from Ember's father. Haven't spoken to that man in 2 years. Retired Air Force colonel. Type who eats raw steak and thinks hugs are for communists. Kyle, I heard about the divorce. Yeah, not my idea. But here we are. You served her the day after she texted you? Yes, sir. Good. Damn good. I froze. Wait ... You're not mad? He exhaled hard. She thought she could live off trust fund fumes and manipulate everyone around her. Guess she forgot who raised her. Turns out, Ember's family cut her off. Why? Because she told them I cheated on her. Claimed I drained her accounts. Said I was abusive. Her dad requested documentation. I sent him the prenup. The signed acknowledgement of her lawyer. The email she sent announcing the divorce. He went. Silent. Then, she's staying with her mother. I'm not funding lies. And I'm not paying for that hippie lawyer either. Savage. Friday morning, Ember tried one last Hail Mary. She posted a TikTok video. Tears, dramatic music, candlelight. The works. Caption. When your husband trades your love for lawyers and greed. Hashtag divorce. Hashtag narcissist. Hashtag empath life. She got roasted in the comments. Someone dug up her old life coach, post bragging about financial independence through feminine manifestation. Another user commented, Girl, if you're manifesting so hard, why are you broke? Her TikTok went viral. For all the wrong reasons. That night, Cassandra forwarded me another email from Jasper. Tone? Desperation wrapped in legalese. He claimed Ember was suffering extreme distress and requested a final act of goodwill in the form of transitional funds. Are you kidding me? I told Cassandra, offered to Venmo her $3.90, $1 for every year she lied to my face. Cassandra didn't, but we both laughed way too hard for people on Retainer. Sunday night, my doorbell rang. Ember. Again. No. Bree. No Ronan. Just her. Her makeup was smeared, hair pulled back like a mom from a Lifetime movie breakdown. She held out a crumpled envelope. Please ... just take it. I opened it. A handwritten letter. 2 pages. I miss us. I didn't mean for things to spiral like this. I thought you just understand. Understand what? That she tried to divorce me via text and still expected a severance package? I looked her in the eye. You ended this with a smiley face and a lawyer on speed dial. You didn't want a marriage, Ember. You wanted a safety net you could cut loose when it stopped matching your aesthetic. She sniffled. I just need a little help, and I just need you to leave. She flinched. But then ... she smirked. Fine. You'll regret this. I already regret marrying someone who thinks financial abuse means I won't pay for her chakra cleanse anymore. Door. Close. For the last time. By Monday morning, the situation had gone full circus. A friend from my alma mater called me out of nowhere. Dude, is that your ex ranting on Facebook Live about emotional warfare? I logged in. There she was, Ember, sitting in front of A burning sage stick, fake tears glistening, ranting about financial violence and patriarchal sabotage. She claimed I weaponized legality to strip her of her soul-aligned lifestyle. Soul-aligned? She used to think turmeric lattes were a personality, but it got better. She named names. Kyle Latson exploited me emotionally, spiritually, and economically. Her followers? A mix of self-help hippies and candle-making Etsy warriors. They weren't buying it. One comment said, "Sis, if you're so spiritually rich, why are you crying over prenups?" Another wrote, "I saw Dudes LLC. He builds cybersecurity apps. You think he's vibing in Bali while you're stuck in suburbia?" The internet wasn't on her side anymore. Not even close. That live meltdown got screen recorded, clipped, shared, and memmed. Cassandra sent it to me with one line, "Exhibit C." By Tuesday, Cassandra had had enough. She filed for a cease and desist letter citing defamation, emotional harassment, and public misrepresentation of legal facts. Attached were transcripts from Ember's live stream, her fake claims, and the prenup receipts. Cassandra's summary? "We're putting this circus down, one court motion at a time." Jasper replied late that night. One sentence. "My client is experiencing emotional instability. We're requesting a pause in proceedings." Oh, now she's unstable? She was stable enough to text a divorce notice mid-lunch hour and blow $5,000 at Anthropology every month. Cassandra refused to pause. There's no provision for strategic breakdowns when the paperwork is airtight. Then came Wednesday, the day Ember's mask fell off entirely. She showed up at my office. Not the house. My office, unannounced, wearing oversized sunglasses and a designer coat she clearly couldn't afford anymore. My assistant buzzed in, panicked. "There's a woman here. Says she's your wife?" I told her to lock the door. Then I walked. Out front. She stood there, arms crossed, fake tears already loaded like bullets. "Can we talk? Please. Just 5 minutes." I stepped outside, motioned her away from the glass. "What are you doing here, Ember?" "This isn't your stage," she hissed through clenched teeth. "You're making me look crazy." "No, you're doing that perfectly on your own. I have nothing left, Kyle." "You took everything." I laughed. Couldn't help it. "Everything? You got your car, your designer bags, the joint savings, your crystal collection. What more do you want? My passwords? I gave you years. I helped you build that company. You didn't even know what I did until last year. You told your yoga instructor. I worked in data emotions." She slapped me. Right there. In front of 2 clients. Silence, then whispers. Someone pulled out a phone, recorded, and just like that, the final nail was prepped for her social coffin. I didn't retaliate. I didn't even flinch. I walked back inside and called security. By the time she was escorted off the premises, Cassandra already had a legal draft ready. Restraining order requests, harassment, workplace intrusion, physical aggression. That night, Ember tried texting me again. "I'm sorry. I just panicked. Can we just meet one last time?" I blocked her number, then sent Cassandra one message. Burn it all. No mercy. The next morning, the internet finished what we started. Reddit caught wind of her public slap. A clip surfaced. Ember screaming, sunglasses flying off, me standing still like I'd rehearsed it. Caption: "When your ex tries to emotionally manifest your assets, thousands of shares, dozens of remixes. Even TikTok jumped on it. Hashtag #PrintUpPrincess trended for 18 hours. And then finally Jasper surrendered. By Friday, the air felt electric like the moment before a thunderstorm. Cassandra called just before 9 a.m., voice calm but sharp. "Heads up." Her lawyer just filed a motion to challenge the prenup. Claims it's invalid due to emotional distress and financial duress. I nearly spit out my coffee. Is that before or after she slapped me in public? Before. Conveniently. It was Ember's last Hail Mary, a full-on court challenge, desperate and doomed. But it meant war paperwork, appearances, exposure. Game on. Cassandra went into overdrive. We're responding with a motion for expedited dismissal and attaching the social footage, her live rants, the text, and a sworn statement from you. I added one more thing, the red pen letter Ember sent, with her handwriting. And my edits. Petty? Absolutely. But powerful. Oh yes. By noon, the court accepted Cassandra's filing. Hearing scheduled for Wednesday. Just 5 days away. A ticking time bomb. Saturday morning, Ember went dark online. No posts, no TikToks, no crystals. But then, the leak started. Screenshots appeared in a private Facebook group I didn't even know existed. Women of light and alignment, awakening through vibration. Apparently, Ember had been begging for money from her sisterhood, claiming I'd left her homeless and spiritually fractured. She even linked a GoFundMe. I clicked it. Go, $50,000. Title, Rebuilding After Narcissistic Abuse. Raise, $371. Mostly from people named Star, Mooney, and Opal. The comment section was savage. Wait, weren't you the one flexing spa weekends last month? How? Is a chakra healer this broke? Ember deleted the fundraiser within hours. By Sunday evening, Cassandra called again. Kyle. Are you sitting down? My stomach dropped. She opened an offshore fund in the Caymans 2 years ago. In her name only. Guess what? What? The source of those mysterious joint withdrawals? She funneled small amounts into that account. Roughly $18,000 total. My jaw hit the desk. You're telling me she accused me of hiding assets while hiding her own? Up, and here's the kicker. We traced the transfers through your old joint checking and matched the timestamps with her own emails referencing her secret escape fund. Oh my God, Cassandra wasn't done. I'm filing a counterclaim Monday morning. Fraudulent concealment of assets, violation of fiduciary duty, and bad faith litigation. Is she going to jail? Not unless the judge really hates liars, but she'll definitely lose everything else. I didn't sleep that night. Neither did Ember. Apparently, at 3:12 a.m., I got a text. Not blocked. She used a burner number. Kyle. I'm scared. Please. I didn't mean for this to happen. No apology, no ownership. Just fear. I didn't answer. I forwarded it to Cassandra. She replied instantly. Thanks. Another nail in the coffin. Monday morning came like Judgment Day. Ember showed up at Cassandra's office unannounced. Disheveled, makeup smudged, hair wet. No entourage. No Bree, no Ronan. Just raw panic. Cassandra's assistant texted me. She's crying in the lobby. Says she needs to talk woman to woman. Cassandra refused. Tell her to speak through her counsel. That's how grown-ups do it. That afternoon, Jasper called. Voice low. Defeated. No threats. No bluster. We'd like to propose a full settlement. Ember will drop her motion if your client agrees not to pursue her for fraud. I asked Cassandra what she thought. She exhaled. Slowly. We've got her cornered. But the judge may appreciate mercy over blood. If you agree, I'll draft the terms. And if I don't, then we go nuclear Wednesday. I have enough evidence to make her a case study in legal textbooks. I didn't answer right away. Part of me wanted to finish her. To drag her through court. To let every lie, every manipulation burn under a courtroom spotlight. She slapped me. She smeared me online. She tried to play the victim. And now she wanted peace. But another part of me, the strategist, knew one thing. Real revenge wasn't in the fight. It was in the win. Wednesday, 8:55 a.m. I walked into the courthouse wearing the suit Ember once begged me to burn because it was too corporate. Felt poetic. Cassandra met me at the steps, unbothered, crisp, deadly. She handed me a folder. Final copy of the settlement. All signatures but yours. I flipped through it. Ember had caved. No claim to the business. No spousal support. No second shot at a fairy tale ending. Just surrender. Inside, the courtroom buzzed with low tension. Ember sat across from me, alone. No makeup. Hair tied up. She looked small. Not broken. Just exposed. Like someone caught in the act. Realizing there's no way to charm their way out, the judge walked in. Gavel. Routine intro. Then Jasper stood up and croaked, Your Honor, both parties have agreed to a finalized settlement. We respectfully request its adoption. The judge barely looked up. So ordered. Bang. Just like that, it was over. Until the judge said, Before I dismiss, I've reviewed the filings, including Exhibit D. Miss Calloway, do you understand the gravity of falsifying asset disclosures in divorce proceedings? Ember blinked. I didn't mean... The judge raised his hand. That's not a denial. She shrank. You're fortunate the other party is not pressing charges. Consider this a gift, one I rarely endorse. And then boom came the explosion. As we exited the courtroom, a woman in a navy pantsuit intercepted Ember badge. Bank representative. Miss Calloway, I'm with First Intercoastal. We're initiating a lien on the offshore account tied to the fraud investigation. Public. Loud, echoing in the hall. People turned. Eyes widened. Ember froze. Her mouth dropped. No, you can't. You opened the account with falsified joint assets. There are consequences, Miss Calloway. She turned to me, eyes red. Voice shaking. Kyle, please. Tell them it was a misunderstanding. I looked her dead in the face. Calm. No, you. Made your bed, Ember. Now drown in the glitter. She collapsed onto the bench, sobbing. Paparazzi-style phone flashes from 2 onlookers captured her breakdown. That night, the video made it online. Hashtag pre-NUP Princess. Final act trended for 3 straight days. One remix had her scream auto-tuned to a trap beat. Cruel? Maybe. But fitting? Hell yes. 2 weeks later, Cassandra hosted a small celebration at her condo. We toasted with champagne. Her paralegal made cupcakes with tiny edible gavel toppers. I took the print-up copy and framed it above my desk. A reminder of survival, of planning, of never again mistaking soft voices for loyal hearts. As for Ember, she moved in with her cousin in Phoenix. Her coaching brand tanked. Her ex-followers turned on her. Turns out, manifesting rent money doesn't work without Venmo. I never spoke to her again. But I heard through a mutual that she tried applying for a reality show about healing from narcissists. They passed. Even reality TV didn't buy her act anymore. And me? I'm thriving. Business booming. Reconnected with old friends. Learning to cook. Sleeping like a log. Dating again slowly, carefully. Someone asked if I'd ever marry again. I just laughed. Only if they signed on the dotted line. Revenge didn't come with fire and fury. It came with silence. With facts, with receipts, with a prenup. Signed. In her own handwriting, she started this war with a text. I ended it with a clause. And you know what? I sleep really well these days. That's the end of today's story. Did things turn out the way you thought? Or were there some surprises along the way? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear what you think. If you enjoyed this journey, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't joined the community yet, now's the perfect time. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you're always the first to catch new stories. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next adventure.